Old Mother Goose, when she wanted to wander, would ride through the air on a very fine gander. Cock-a-doodle-doo, my dame has lost her shoe, my master's lost his fiddlestick, and knows not what to do. Peter, Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell, and then he kept her very well. Peter, Peter, pumpkin eater, had another and didn't love her. Peter learned to read and spell, and then he loved her very well. Ladybird, ladybird, fly away home. Your house is on fire, your children will burn. One misty, moisty morning, when cloudy was the weather, I chanced to meet an old man clothed all in leather. He began to compliment, and I began to grin. How do you do, and how do you do, and how do you do again? I like little pussy, her coat is so warm, and if I don't hurt her, she'll do me no harm. So I'll not pull her tail, nor drive her away, but pussy and I very gently will play. Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep, and can't tell where to find them. Leave them alone, and they'll come home, and bring their tails behind them. Little Nanny Etticoat, in a white petticoat, and a red nose, the longer she stands, the shorter she grows. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack, jump over the candlestick. Pretty John Watts, we are troubled with rats, will you drive them out of the house? We have mice too in plenty that feast in the pantry, but let them stay and nibble away. What harm in a little brown mouse? I'll tell you a story about Mary Morey, and now my story's begun. I'll tell you another about her brother, and now my story's done. Hush-a-bye, baby, upon the tree-top, when the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. Down tumbles cradle and baby and all. Ride away, Johnny shall ride, and he shall have Pussy-cat tied to one side, and he shall have Little Dog tied to the other, and Johnny shall ride to see his grandmother. Dickory, dickory, dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1, the mouse ran down, dickory, dickory, dock. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, and T, U, V, W, X, and Y, and Z. Now I've said my ABC, tell me what you think of me. A little robin grieves when the snow is on the ground, for the trees have no leaves, and no berries can be found. The air is cold, the worms are hid, for robin here what can be done? Let's strew around some crumbs of bread, and then he'll live till snow is gone. Little Tommy Tittlemouse lived in a little house. He caught fishes in other men's ditches. About the bush, Willie, about the beehive, about the bush, Willie, I'll meet thee alive. Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, marry have I, 3 bags full. 1 for my master, 1 for my dame, but none for the little boy who cries in the lane. Hickety-pickety, my black hen, she lays eggs for gentlemen. Gentlemen come every day to see what my black hen doth lay. Willie boy, where are you going? Oh, let us go with you this sunshiny day. I'm going to the meadow to see them a-mowing. I'm going to help the girls turn the new hay. 3 children sliding on the ice upon a summer's day. As it fell out, they all fell in, the rest they ran away. Oh, had these children been at school, or sliding on dry ground, 10,000 pounds to 1 penny, they had not then been drowned. Ye parents who have children dear, and ye too who have none, if you would keep them safe abroad, pray keep them safe at home. Wee Willie Winkie runs through the town, upstairs and downstairs in his nightgown, tapping at the window, crying at the lock. Are the babes in their beds? For it's now 10 o'clock. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread. She whipped them all soundly and put them to bed. There was a man, and he had naught, and robbers came to rob him. He crept up to the chimney top, and then they thought they had him. But he got down the other side, and then they could not find him. He ran 14 miles in 15 days, and never looked behind him. There was an old man. and he had a calf, and that's half. He took him out of the stall and put him on the wall, and that's all. Bow, wow, wow, whose dog art thou? Little Tom Tinker's dog, bow, wow, wow. Pussy cat sits by the fire, how can she be fair? In walks the little dog, says, Pussy, are you there? How do you do, Mistress Pussy, how do you do? I thank you kindly, little dog, I fare as well as you. Here am I, little jumping Joan. When nobody's with me, I'm always alone. There was an old woman lived under the hill, and if she's not gone, she lives there still. Baked apples she sold, and cranberry pies, and she's the old woman that never told lies. Simple Simon met a pieman going to the fair. Says Simple Simon to the pieman, Pray let me taste your ware. Says the pieman to Simple Simon, Show me first your penny. Says Simple Simon to the pieman, Indeed, I have not any. Sing a song of sixpence, a bag full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing, and wasn't this a dainty dish to set before the king? The king was in the parlor, counting out his money. The queen was in the kitchen, eating bread and honey. The maid was in the garden, hanging out the clothes. There came a little blackbird, and nipped off her nose. To market, to buy a fat pig, home again, jiggity-jig. Ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross, to see what Tommy can buy. A penny white loaf, a penny white cake, and a twopenny apple pie. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating some curds and whey. There came a great spider, and sat down beside her, and frightened Miss Muffet away. 3 wise men of Gotham went to sea in a bowl, and if the bowl had been stronger, my song had been longer. There were 2 birds sat upon a stone, fal-de-ral-lal-de-ral-laddy. One flew away, and then there was one, fal-de-ral-lal-de-ral-laddy. The other flew after, and then there was none, fal-de-ral-lal-de-ral-laddy. So the poor stone was left all alone, fal-de-ral-lal-de-ral-laddy. One of these little birds back again flew, fal-de-ral-lal-de-ral-laddy. The other came after, and then there were 2, fal-de-ral-lal-de-ral-laddy. Says one to the other, Pray how do you do? Fal-de-ral-lal-de-ral-laddy. Very well, thank you, and pray how are you? Fal-de-ral-lal-de-ral-laddy. Bye, baby bunting, father's gone a-hunting, mother's gone a-milking, sister's gone a-silking, and brother's gone to buy a skin to wrap the baby bunting in. Little Polly Flinders sat among the cinders, warming her pretty little toes. Her mother came and caught her, and whipped her little daughter for spoiling her nice new clothes. Tom, Tom, the piper's son, stole a pig, and away he ran. The pig was eat, and Tom was beat, and Tom ran crying down the street. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. A diller, a dollar, a 10 o'clock scholar, what makes you come so soon? You used to come at 10 o'clock, but now you come at noon. Pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? I've been to London to see the Queen. Pussycat, pussycat, what did you there? I frightened the little mouse under the chair. Pat a cake, baker's man. So I do, master, as fast as I can. Pat it and prick it and mark it with tea, and then it will serve for Tommy and me. Little boy blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. What, is this the way you mind your sheep? Under the haycock, fast asleep? There was an old woman tossed in a blanket, 17 times as high as the moon. And where she was going no mortal could tell, for under her arm she carried a broom. Old woman, old woman, old woman, said I, whither, ah whither so high? To sweep the cobwebs from the sky, and I'll be with you by and by. Cold and raw the north winds blow, bleak in the morning early. All the hills are covered with snow, and the winter's now come fairly. The man in the moon came down too soon to inquire the way to Norwich. The man in the south, he burnt his mouth while eating cold plum porridge. 24 tailors went to kill a snail. The best man among them durst not touch her tail. She put out her horns like a little Kylo cow. Run, tailors, run, or she'll kill you all just now. Lucy Locket lost her pocket. Kitty Fisher found it. There was not a penny in it. but a ribbon round it. Little Tom Tucker sings for his supper. What shall he eat? White bread and butter. How will he cut it without e'er a knife? How will he marry without e'er a wife? To bed, says Sleepy Head. Let's stay a while, says Slow. Put on the pot, says Greedy Sot. We'll sup before we go. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John, went to bed with his breeches on. One stocking off and one stocking on. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John. Hi diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such craft, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Two gray kits and the gray kit's mother all went over the bridge together. The bridge broke down, they all fell in. May the rats go with you, says Tom.